This is the 2023 Ford Escape. Now, when you think about Ford Escape, you always think about it as a third option. You always think the CR-V, the RAV4, and maybe Kia, and then you think of the Escape. The Escape is always the last SUV you really think of. But this is the newly refreshed 2023 Ford Escape. Is it actually competitive with the new CR-V and the RAV4? Let's find out. Now, when we come to the front of here, you can see the full LED headlights here with the LED daytime running light that actually extends in the front of the grille, which gives it a nice, good presence. Coming around the side here, you have these nice alloy wheels on this platinum grade. And coming to the side, it is a smaller SUV, but it still gives a good look. Coming around the back here, you have these full LED taillights here and your platinum badge. This one is an all-wheel drive model. Opening the trunk here, you can see our full power lift gate. And you can see you do get a decent amount of space back here. You get your 12-volt power socket, and you can also fold these seats down to give you more space. Now, coming to the back seats here, you can see you do get a decent amount of space back here. You can also see the nice pattern on the seats that can also be found in models like the F-150. And coming to the center here, you do have some center air vents and no rear heated seats, which I guess for this segment is nothing special. But again, very nice back seat on this model. So under the hood of this Escape, you'll find a 2-liter EcoBoost engine, which produces 250 horsepower. It is turbocharged, of course. Nothing special here, no V6 or anything like that. Stepping into the Escape, you can see a very nice interior. This was newly refreshed, so we have a nice big touchscreen here with wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. You can see the gauge cluster here. Now we have a fully digital gauge cluster, which we didn't have before. And we also have the B&O sound system in this one, in this platinum grade. This also comes with the platinum package, which gives you the park assist, which will park for you, and some other features. As you can see, the interior is actually really nice. It is kind of plain in here, but it is really nice, and I think this is a very competitive interior with the CR-V and the RAV4. The CR-V gives you a very small touchscreen. Even the newly redesigned CR-V gives you a small one. So the nice one, this nice touchscreen is a big improvement. Now, the one thing I don't like about this interior is this heads-up display. You can see instead of it just projecting the speed onto the windshield, we have this plastic piece. I never liked heads-up displays with this plastic piece. I kind of makes it feel kind of cheap. That's one problem. I can't really see it, but we'll get further into that in the test drive period. Now, one big caveat of this touchscreen is the climate control. There are no climate control buttons in this interior. You get a volume knob and you get your drive mode selection and the push button start. All your climate's in the screen. So if you want to change your temperature, you have to go into the screen. If you want to put your heated seats on, you have to go into the screen. And then you can pull the full climate control menu up. And you see how laggy that is? It's not the best. You can change where the air comes out from there. All in all, I do not like climate controls with it being in the screen, and over time that could get laggy. A few points I want to hit on before we get in the test driving period. Here's your key fob for the vehicle. It's just your standard Ford key fob, your lock, unlock, and then your remote start. This key fob's getting pretty old, but it is what it is. Also, this car has this button with the drive modes. You press it and you can go through a couple drive modes here. You've got normal, eco, of course, which gives you this nice design on the screen. You got sport mode. That's the only mode I care about. And you get the gauge cluster and you can see, oh, it's intense. You know what I'm saying? Slippery. I guess you would use this for rain, of course. We're going to keep this in normal for this one. So, first drive of the Ford Escape. First impressions, again, this is a brand new car, so it's going to drive really nice. It has like 6 miles on it or something like that. So pulling onto the road here, it is very smooth. The speed limit will appear in your gauge cluster here. As you can see, speed limit is 40 miles an hour. And driving this, first impressions are pretty good. The heads-up display is horrible. Okay, it's horrible. I don't like it at all. It's very low quality and low resolution, and it's just kind of, honestly, kind of distracting. So that is one big caveat of this car. But just day-to-day driving, it is very smooth. I've driven the new RAV4. I haven't got a chance to drive the new CR-V, and I can tell you this does drive, in my opinion, a little smoother than the RAV4. So with the 2023 refresh, we do get the newest infotainment system here. So as you can see, this is the newest sync system with wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You have your mobile apps, your navigation system right here. You can see it is a great big map on this big screen. You also have satellite radio, of course, all your usual stuff with your new sync system. You also have lane keep assist, dynamic cruise control, and all your standard safety systems. To activate it, you just hit this button. Lane keep assist is active, and then the car should drive for you. So, all right, let's put this bad boy into a sportier driving mode and see what this thing can really do. Now, this is a new car, so I'm not going to give it the beans here, but we'll give it. It gets out of its own way pretty well. That 2-liter turbocharged engine, the EcoBoost, is actually pretty powerful, and this thing will get out of its own way pretty well. So my final thoughts on this 2023 Ford Escape are actually pretty well. This actually drives really fun. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. I like the way this thing drives. The 2-liter, it's got auto start stop. We could just turn that off. We don't need that. That's that. No, we don't need that. Anyway, I do really like the way this thing drives. It does put the power down. The 2-liter turbo in this will put this power down. It is very zippy. I don't know about highway speeds or anything like that, but at low speeds going around town, this thing will move. Few insights, does not have a sunroof. Now, how are you gonna call yourself a Platinum and you don't even have a sunroof? Like, bro, at this price point, and I'll get to the price in a little bit later. For this price, I expect to have a sunroof. And I just think that is ridiculous to not have a sunroof for this type of price. I expect a panoramic sunroof. We did review a Mitsubishi Outlander a couple videos back, and that had the panoramic sunroof. And funny thing enough, that Outlander is, I think, only a few $1,000s more expensive than this. So you do what you want with that information. I just think having a sunroof at this price point is just a must. Also, no cooled seats. You get heated seats. You get 3-level heated seats, but no cooled seats. The RAV4 at this price point comes with heated and cooled seats. The Escape, I'm not quite sure. In the build material, it's all kind of like nice rubberized material, but it kind of feels cheap in some aspects. This is all hard touch plastic, and you know, it's really like this. That it just the whole thing it does not give me a sense of quality. And honestly, I think the RAV4 and the CR-V give a better sense of quality over this. This thing can take corners really nicely. Back roads, I don't know, but just going around the city block and whatnot, this thing can change direction really quick. The steering is really responsive, and I can't believe I'm saying that for an Escape, but it is. It's actually, I really like the way this thing drives. It is a lot more engaging than a RAV4. A RAV4 is just but driving this, it is a better driving experience, in my opinion, than a RAV4. But interior quality wise, not a chance. RAV4 CR-V just blow this one out the water as far as quality is concerned. Another thing I want to mention is I have been unable to get the lane keep assist to work. I don't know why, but maybe you need to do a certain speed, like 40 or something. But from my experience, it's not intuitive to set the lane keeping assist as with other cars I've driven, like the Hyundai and the Outlander. It was a little easier to do that. With this, I'm kind of like struggling on how to engage the system. Okay, so my final thoughts on the newly refreshed Ford Escape. I really, really like this car. And I hate to say it's a Ford Escape, but I really enjoyed my time reviewing this car. A couple things to know. The drivability wise, like the drive, really nice. I love the way this thing drives. But everything else, the look, the interior, the quality of the interior, the fact that it doesn't come with a flipping sunroof, and that brings me to my next point of how much this car cost. $42,000. $42,000. And you don't get a sunroof. It's kind of like the build material for 42 grand. I don't know. It is a nice car. Is it $42,000 nice? I'll let you decide. But is it better than the RAV4 and the CR-V? Sadly, I don't think so.
All right, special thanks to Hoffman Ford in Harrisburg. They are awesome for letting us do this right here, this brand new Ford Escape. It really was a great experience. It is a pretty awesome car. They do also have some newer vehicles just like this Ford right here, or even better yet, if you got a little money to spend, this Bronco right here. They got an awesome selection of vehicles, and please do come down if you are interested in looking for a new car. Just check out what they have here. It's awesome here. All right. Appreciate you guys watching. Vibe Tribe out.